I know in one, I think it was my last mailbag video, I said I don't understand the people who, wait until they have a whole stack of mail before they open it. So this will probably be an exception in my mailbag videos. It's just that over the holidays, some stuff accumulated. I was away with the family, and let's dive in it. So, first we have a nice big package from somewhere in Germany, and it's an invoice and some interestingly packed parts. TO3. I wonder what that is. We zoom in. Oh, yeah. DOI, never heard about it, but BUZ24. These are actually MOSFETs in TO3 format. And yeah, I remember now, I thought I would use MOSFETs in the rebuild of my vintage power supply, and I still might be, not sure currently. And I saw these on eBay as new old stock, and yeah, looks like they're spanking new. There's no tin on there, no solder, and yeah, they were cheap, because new old stock is not always cheap, unless you buy it from China, and I was not going. I was not willing to go there. But this is from a European source, a German source, and yeah, it looks reasonable. As I said, the packaging is creative. Okay, a second. So, can we have some focus here, please? Yeah. So we're talking here, original manufacturer is Siemens, but it has been cloned by many companies about CMOS power transistors. So these are simply N-channel MOSFETs in a TO3 case, 100 volts, drain source, 32 amps, which is more than enough, and 60 milliohms RDS on, which is also nice. The only drawback maybe is that maximum power dissipation is 125 watts. That's there are better ones out there, but as I said, they were reasonably cheap. I think I paid 5, 6, 7 euros a piece. So yeah, and these things, zoom a little bit out, they come with everything. I mean, this is from a scanned PDF somewhere on the internet. You got all the curves you need to design around them. And yeah, maybe I use them, maybe not. We'll see. This comes from the Netherlands, and I'm pretty sure it's also some new old stock. Ooh. Knife. And it's New Year's Eve, if you hear the noise through the microphone. I have to kill some time until then, till the party starts. Some chips. Nicely packed. just cut it. Very nicely packed. So, oh yeah. Also, a blast from the past. MC1466L. The best ever voltage or linear voltage supply controller chip made. The best ever. Maybe. I thought so at the time I ordered them. They are no longer produced. I mean, it's not that nowadays they are no, and it's original Motorola, made in '86. They still make a lot of linear voltage regulators. I think ST or analog devices, no, LT, linear technology. They have very nice chips. The problem is you can either use them within their specifications, which are of course narrow because they are specialized. Then they are very easy to use and very efficient and very good. But if you search something special like me, for example, a 60 volt capable linear regulator doing 5 amps, using TO-3 power trannies, yeah, that could be little bit hard with modern chips, but these should do the trick. One moment. So that would be the datasheet of the MC1466L. There was also MC1566 with a little bit higher temperature range, probably for military applications available. And the nice thing about this chip is, let me zoom in a little bit extreme. I mean, you build 0 to 15 volts, 10 ampere linear regulator with a few parts. I mean, you need a power trannies, and you need, that's the drawback, you need a potential free, completely from the rest isolated additional power supply. But it can do anything, and you don't need a lot of parts around it. Yeah, you have your voltage adjustment, you have your current adjustment down to 0, voltage adjustment is down to 0 without the need to have a negative auxiliary voltage, but you have to supply somewhere a potential free voltage, I think 10 or 12 milliamps, or you can have 0 to 40 volts, 0.5 amps, or you do 0 to 250 volts, 0.1 amps, and yeah, these thingies are really, really universal, and they have, maybe I'll find the block diagram, they have everything built in, everything you ever need. They have internal voltage regulator, so you really have can supply them with some unregulated voltage. They have a reference current source, not a reference voltage source, and that's actually the reason they are so easily they can easily be adjusted down to 0 volts. They have a voltage control amplifier directly accessible. They have a current control amplifier directly accessible. And yeah, they are both ORed. And you have an output amplifier, which is very, very, yeah, to call it an amplifier is probably an euphemism. That thing delivers up to 1.5 milliamps. So that's the reason you need, for example, for the 10 ampere regulator, you need 1, 2, 3 stages of BJTs to get enough HFE to make out of the 1 milliamp, or I think they recommend just drawing at most 0.5 milliamps to scale that up to the amperage you need. But I had an idea, and yeah, I bought 5, so I can burn a few. I have an idea how to use MOSFETs, and best of all, N-channel MOSFETs here without any additional parts. But that's more experimental, because nobody back then, when they specified the thing, thought about using MOSFETs, did they? Okay, that was the MC1466L. Next up is something from Germany. I guess that was bought via eBay. And it's very well closed up. Not to say professional. Oh. Let's see. Newspaper. More newspaper. Invoice. Invoice. And that's all. Yeah. That's a Bourns 500 ohm 10 turn linear, and so, yeah, 10 turn potentiometer. And yeah, I went hunting for these on eBay because usually they are quite expensive. I mean, if you buy these from DigiKey, you pay well over $10, and I mean, this I had them sent from several different eBay sources, and this was including shipping, not even $8, 780 euros. Made in Mexico, hopefully. I mean, it doesn't look like a fake, and it doesn't feel like a fake, and it comes with the nut and the washer, so yeah, I'm happy. 500 ohms, if you remember, 500 ohms is always for these MC1466L chips. 500 ohms is the potentiometer you need for the current regulation. Simple. This one is also from Germany. Oh, we Germans, we pack so well, don't we? This must have been also eBay. I haven't done anything on Amazon lately. And these are plenty of things. Yeah, these are actually switches, and they are very, very similar to the ones I used in my not so electronic load. With the distinction, okay, two nuts, two washers, everything's fine. With the distinctions, they shouldn't have an off position. They are only on. Yeah, the ones I bought for my load, my electric load, they had also a neutral position where no connection was between the middle pin and the outer pins. And they will go into, at least I think, they will, into revamping not my vintage, but my very first power supply. I wouldn't even call it a lab power supply, it has no current regulation, I ever built. And I will use these to switch the ranges of the analog meters. Yep. And switches are expensive. And I might even go back in that case, because there are switches for meters, go back to more expensive parts from DigiKey also, because these are rated with 20 milliohms, okay, resistance on the contacts, and there are some switches on DigiKey which are rated at 10 milliohms. And yeah, we'll see how it works. Okay, yeah, these are simply housings for LEDs, metal. Yeah, you screw it in for 3mm LEDs. You can always use that, you know, to nicely install LED inside the case. Yeah, why not? I think there was a special offer to buy 5 things from that seller, and yeah, so I did. That is 2 more things. More LED clips. This one are the cheaper ones in plastic. I won't get one out. I mean, you stick the LED in, you pop it into the hole, into your case, and you're good. And and that's interesting, some heatsink plaster. And I'm not sure if this is just, you know, really an adhesive or not, but it was, I don't know, near to nothing, so yeah, I put it into the order too. Oh, it's boring. Another packet from Germany. Also eBay, as I said, must be eBay. I didn't order anything else. With same nice packaging like for the other packages. Come on, don't be shy. And it contains not newspaper. This is actually, oh, catalog for interior stuff. More catalog for interior stuff, and Yeah, from another guy. Yeah. Another, also something else, trimmer, WXD, blah, blah, blah. 2K, should be 10 turn. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 turn. And yeah, that looks like a Bourns, but isn't one. The plastic isn't quite as shiny. Yeah, you can see that. And the labeling is different. Yeah, the original also has a few holes, but we'll see how good these work. Important thing here is the price point. And the price point with shipping is 887, 878. So it was even more expensive than the Bourns, the original one. But we'll see. But yeah, that was surely a lot of packaging. I better look. No, there should be only that one item in the box. Okay. Last but not least, a big box. In cooperation with eBay. Who else? Oh, bubble foil. Somebody is still using bubble foil. Bubble foil. Bubble foil. Oh, yeah. Let me put that aside. It's heavy, so I think I know what it is. More bubble foil. Will be there inside. Oh, that looks even better than on the pictures. Let me put aside the bubble foil. It's yeah, a transformer, and it's, I'm not lifting that to the lens. It's 220 volts, which is 230 is no problem, and 24 volts, which nominal when we are now running in Europe with 230 will be nominal a little bit higher, 5% or so. 2.5 amps, which is ample for a LM317K steel. And let's see, yeah, that's obviously the output, red and black. No, I don't care. And red and black, really? And brown and brown. Otherwise, with the fuse, nice fuse holder, by the way, on the other side. And that fuse is, oh, come on, can we read you? That fuse has no rating. Ooh. Maximum zoom. Uh, 250 volts and T 2.5 amps. So that fuse 2.5 amps. If you look at the thickness of the thickness of the wires, this is actually the secondary side, which has a fuse holder, which is yeah, this is kind of modular here. I think I can remove that. And that's the primary side, yeah, much smaller wire gauge here. Yeah, but it looks brand spanking new, and I guess it was, let me zoom out again. I guess they sold it for 12 euros, inclusive shipping, and yeah, it's obviously used, but it's as good as new here. Even put the spade on for the quick connect. So very nice, and this goes into the rebuild of my, not of my vintage power supply, but yeah, the one I just got it, because 24 volts is of course not enough for power supply delivering 30 volts. And it will replace, give me a second, it will replace that monster that I dug out of the old girl. I mean, yeah, there's a volume difference. I mean, the case was big enough to house that, but it's also a weight difference, because, okay, I can lift that with one hand, but yeah, you could call that a workout. Yeah, I might still make a project around it, because it has so many tabs that you can probably do something like plus minus 3.3, plus minus 5.5, plus minus 12, plus minus 15. Yeah, so fixed voltages with quite low current or something like that. Yeah, that was the post back for today, and yeah, see you. Bye.